Let me see. I'm doing a green screen. Where are we at? Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody. Let's see. We got a picture of Diddy here. Okay. That's me on camera. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody come through, please and thank you. Let me let the people know that we're live on Vertical. Let's see how long my phone is gonna last. Damn it. Hold up 1 minute, guys. Hey everybody. I need something to hold my phone. Hold up. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh man. 1 second. I'm gonna have to get something to hold my phone. Give me 1 second, okay? Everybody come through. Okay. All right, there we go. So there is a StreamYard outage, which is kind of weird. Thank you, thank you. I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of trolls. So we're covering the Diddy trial. There's a stream there. I don't even know where I left off at. I suddenly realized that we had from like 1,500 people to like 300. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know. I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can, but we are live. Do me a favor, guys. Double click that button, that like button. There is a StreamYard outage. Is anybody else seeing it? Let me know. Is anybody else seeing it? Let me know. You hear, you heard? Did anybody else get a StreamYard outage? You got me? Okay. It's StreamYard, OBS, Twitch. I don't know what is going on. It's weird. They're trying to not get us to talk about the Diddy trial. What is going on? That is the question. Listen, we've been having I noticed that there were some problems earlier, but I didn't think anything of it. So I have, it won't even let me go into the actual website to end the stream. So it says Google Cloud issues. We've identified an issue with Google. But listen, we got to talk about the Diddy trial. We got to keep going. We still going to keep talking about it. I'll figure out what to do with the other stream. You guys do me a favor and double click, please, 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 and hit the like button. Support the channel because that is how we get the verticals out in the algorithm. Okay. Can you guys tell me? I don't even know where we left off. Let me see where we left off. On that breakup, I'm just saying. Okay, something about breaking up. The last message that I read was at 12:06. So that was what, 15, 20 minutes ago. And let me share this vertical with everybody. Okay? Just so people know where to go. Get a shareable link. Come on. Where are we at? Everybody, get in here now. So I'm actually live through YouTube. That's why once they fix the problem, I'll be able to, I don't know, live now. Let me put in there, they trying to shut Diddy coverage. That's what it seems like to me. Get over here now. There we go, guys. Thank you for the patience. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of trolls. Okay. Whatever. It's all good. All right. Here we go. So why don't we start with stream issues, but they're getting to you? Yeah. Let me see. I let the people know in the chat where we were at. Okay. Here we go. 12:05, 12:01. Oh my God. I was like out for 12 minutes. Okay. I didn't even realize it. After you called and texted each other, Jane says, yes, you went to see him and broke up. We had 8 or 9 hours of a breakup conversation. That's where we left off. And we were talking about the breakup conversation. Here it is. So then Gara goes and says, you saw him traveling with another woman in Wyoming and it upset you. Jane says, I was at home with a black eye. Gara goes, you hadn't had course with Antoine. Jane says, it was Force OS. So you guys know what OS is, I'm sure. Okay. Garrigo says, play a video, not the public. So they play a video and it's not for the public to hear. There's like headphones on and people don't hear anything, but there's a video that's being played. Garrigo says, I will read his response. Mr. Combs says, I'm not going to be belittling myself for someone named Bear or for my friend. That means the rapper, you know, that had the parties. She says, yes. Garagos, Mr. Combs wrote, sorry I didn't take you on trips. I was tripping. The baby daddy, you, KK, would have talked yourselves into paranoia. You didn't get along with KK. Jane says, I didn't. So Garagos is asking her, did you get along with KK? Jane's like, no, I didn't. And we kind of knew that if you've been following the channel, that there's something going on with her and KK. Jane Doe feels like KK is kind of like makes her feel like, you know, she has an in with Diddy one way or another, so she feels some type of way about KK. They both do, I guess, about each other. Okay. But on the headphones and press play, so they get this like little audio or whatever, and we can't hear it. We hear nothing. All right. Let me tell you what an update is. This was 13 minutes ago. Court staffers hand Jane headphones and they restart. Combs is leaning over, listening to the same headphones as Agnifilo. Garrigo says, pause there. You bring up OnlyFans there. You'd been on it for 4 or 5 months, earning well, right? Yes. Okay. Then they keep going. You asked him why he couldn't balance it. Hotel nights and private travel. Jane says, right. You wrote, did the other girls just pressure you more for trips and I didn't? I just want to know where I went wrong. So they're listening to a conversation between Diddy and Jane, and Jane's like, did the other girls like pressure you to just take them out and have more trips? Maybe that's where I kind of went wrong. Like that's the situation. And then Garrigo's continues questioning. Mr. Combs said, that is my friend. I was not okay where we should stop. Now press play and stop. Okay, so they're kind of going back and forth on this audio that is under seal and not available to us, okay? Garrigo says, you said we broke up and I went to one birthday party, not with the rapper, but with my friend. So one of the things that Garrigos had implied was, at least in the questioning, you went to another man's FO, right? Like Diddy was telling her, you went to another man's FO. So here, they're playing the audio, and Jane is basically saying, like, listen, we broke up. I went to a birthday party, not with the rapper, but with my friend. It turns out she's the one that who's having schmecks with somebody else, with Antoine and the worker, right? So there's that. Okay, so then Garrigo says, you wrote, I don't even have anything postable. You meant Instagram? Okay, you meant Instagram, asked Garrigos. Jane says, I did. Garrigo says, you wrote about your child's father. You said, I'm in my late 30s. I don't have time. Play more video. No sound. So they're kind of going over the questioning of the sound. Of course, it's not available to us, but it's available to the jury. Hold up. Now, let me see. Wow, StreamYard really does not want us to talk about Diddy or what? What's going on? Anyways, let's keep going. So there's no sound to the video. Let's keep going. Garrigo says, that last part that about your child's father. Jane says, yes. You wrote child's father. Enter the chat. 5 dimes. 5 dimes is being brought up in this audio conversation. The last part about your child's father. She says, yes. You wrote, I just wanted to travel with you. Yes, says Jane. You sent the clown emoji and said, if it effed more, I could have gone on trips. So Jane said, if I would have effed more, I probably could have gone on trips. So, okay, this is what Jane said to Diddy. Maybe she was just kind of like mad. I don't know. I can't make up, what their thought process is. But she's like, if I would have effed more, maybe I would have gone to more trips. Okay. Garrigo says, then you went to Miami and stayed in the 4 Seasons. You chose the hotel, right? Yes. And you took rugs and laughed and danced. Yes. You are finally getting the princess treatment you wanted. Yes. So is this about treatment? Then, and this is the latest update, then you told Mr. Combs that you really miss Paul. Jane says, I had taken X, but I did miss Paul. Paul is one of the S workers, guys. Paul is one of the S workers. You called Paul, and he came in a few days. You were at 2-star? She says, yes. And it felt good as a love fest? Yes. So I guess I missed the part where she said she didn't want to do any of this, but I'm just letting you know what was being said, okay? I'm letting you know what was being said. Now, CNN does not have an update for us, so we've been doing good keeping up. Let me tell you guys what the Washington Post is saying. After the June 2024 fight, with Sean Combs and Jane testified that he forced her to perform OS on an adult film star named Antoine, who had previously performed in multiple FOs with the couple. Combs became upset, Jane said, when he learned that she had seen Antoine without his knowledge several months later at a hotel party in Las Vegas. Jane testified that she and Combs were on a break at the time of the trip, when she accompanied an unnamed rapper and the rapper's girlfriend to a hotel party where they saw Antoine having S in public. Okay? Jane recalled that when Antoine learned of the trip, he explained, how could you go to another man's FO, a freak off, okay? So I have to kind of wonder, where do you guys stand so far with this one? Because Tini Garagos, regardless of how you feel about her, literally did the reverse Uno in this situation. Like, listen, yeah, this is how it went. It still doesn't excuse all the physical stuff that happened between them. Honestly, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But kind of did the little flip and said, hey, you were going to, you did this you went to another man's FO, and then you were jealous because they were getting this treatment and you're getting this treatment. And so then finally you get to be taken to the Four Seasons and you feel like a princess, and then Paul comes over. So was this really about Paul, or was this about something else? Like what it do right now? What it do? That's really what this is about. And that's what they're asking as far as the Jane Doe goes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and shout out to everybody. I'm looking at StreamYard, guys. StreamYard has crashed. I don't know. And then they're saying that all these other services have crashed too. Did BJ, does her crash? I don't know. Did anybody else's crash, or is it just mine? I find that to be so interesting. That it's just mine. Let me see. Let me see if BJ is live too. Because I think she uses StreamYard too. No, she's live. So maybe it's just mine. I don't know. A lot of sites have crashed. Let me know what happened. I just got here from BJ's. So my StreamYard crashed. BJ is glitching. Everybody's crashing today. There's a server issue, Chico. That's what they're saying. Pascal crashed too. Everybody's crashing. We're all reporting on Diddy and we're all crashing, y'all. Wow. Everybody's. Okay, well, make sure you guys are double hitting that like button, because, you know, we had to, 15 minutes, let's hurry up, get on my phone, and I had no battery, but we're charging it. Okay, Garagos continues. On June 1st of this year, you had a new memory of Mr. Combs splashing water on you, right? Jane says, if I may explain. Garagos says, did you tell the government that on June 1st? Yes. What new memory? What new memory did she have? I'm confused. What new memory did she have about Diddy? Huh. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Thank you, See Through You. Another creator was covering something completely different, also crashed. There's something going on. But here it is, update. What new memory did she have about Diddy? That he did something to her? Okay. Garagos says, why did you call yourselves Kobe, Jordan, and Shaq? Why are you Kobe? Jane says, because I'm the best. Garagos then asks, and why is he Jordan? Jane says, because he's the best. Garagos then says, and this is about Pamela Anderson. Melons? Then Garagos laughs. They're talking about Pamela Anderson's melons? What? This is like the fucking weirdest trial ever. What Pamela Anderson melons? And this is about Pamela Anderson's melons? And then it says laughed. The trifecta. They're talking about Pam Anderson. Leave Pam Anderson alone. Leave Pam Anderson alone. They're talking about Pamela Anderson. And then it says melons. And then it says laughs. Leave Pam Anderson alone. The lady, she's in a whole different limelight trajectory. She don't even wear makeup anymore. Okay, like leave her alone. This is crazy. Oh my God. You said Elon flipped the internet for us? Well, damn. I guess he also has power on YouTube. Chicken nuggets, melons, Sean? Okay, well, maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know. Let that woman in her pale face makeup alone. That's Raya, but I'm telling them, leave her alone. She don't even wear makeup. She's a whole new woman. She's not even doing makeup anymore. She has quit. She quits. Hold up. Now, let me see what we have for CNN. No update. Damn. Man, they really did us dirty on the last hour. Let me just say that much. You said Pam and not her melons have been out there for decades, Pika. Oh my gosh. All right, we have an update. Okay, so wait a minute. So Garagos reads, and this is about Pamela Anderson melons, laughs. Combs then says, Garagos says, what did you say? Jane says, I wrote, you are definitely my Michael Jordan and I'm Kobe, detox weekend. And then Garagos says, you say, good morning, handsome. And he says, can you please find a therapist? Jane says, yes, we loved each other, but there was toxic stuff. Okay, so Garagos is reading a message, right? And she asked her, what did you say? Jane says, I wrote, you are definitely my Michael Jordan, and I'm Kobe, detox weekend. Okay? And then Garagos says, you say, good morning, handsome. And he says, can you please find a therapist? So Diddy was telling her to find a therapist for who? For who? And then Garagos says, you say, good morning, handsome. And he says, can you please find a therapist? Jane says, yes, we loved each other, but there was toxic stuff. She needed a therapist? Diddy was telling her to find a therapist? Oh my gosh. Do the right thing. Thank you so much for the $5 stopping by to show you. Stopping by to show some support for the best. Thank you. Content creator on YouTube. Thank you. Aw, that really means a lot to me. We got to think quick on our feet. We got to improvise right away, right? Okay. Thank you so much. Do the right thing. Shout out to my beautiful, wonderful mod. All right, we have an update. So the therapist stuff. I'm still trying to figure out what happened with the Pam Anderson and the melons. But they continue reading messages. Garagos says, but it ended on a positive note. Jane says, yes, it did. Garagos says, no further questions. Done. Okay. The defense is done. They are done. No further questions. Okay. Judge then says, redirect. Comey says, sidebar. Judge says, yes. We are, okay. Now, what time did they say we were going to end today? Let me know. But let me ask you guys a question, because this is where I left off leaving at, because I had a question. I said, so was this after the 9 or 8 hour breakup? I mean, I really want to know what happened here. You said maybe the Pam Anderson thing was what they listened to on the headphones? Maybe. I don't know where Pam Anderson falls in there, but I'm saying leave that lady alone, because she's, I mean, I'm sure she's been through a lot, but still, she's over there doing her thing. So there's a sidebar. There's a sidebar now. Now, hold up. What do we have here for CNN? CNN isn't reporting anything yet. The news doesn't wait for nobody. That's right. And neither, I don't wait for nobody. We got to go. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Pam Anderson was abused. Remember Tommy? That's right. Stolen pictures. Didn't he try to sell those pictures? Therapy is good if one needs it. Be kind. Anything, be kind. Will do. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. But I was wondering when they said about therapy, did he tell her to get therapy? Or, because remember she was threatening to K herself if, you know, like, and Diddy was concerned for that. Like, I don't think he, I don't know. It sounded like he was very concerned about that. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that's right, Rabbit. That's right. This is crazy as suspenseful. Well, it definitely is, and it doesn't help that all of our streams, for the most part, I'll say mine went down. Like that is so crazy to me that we all went down. It sounds like a couple, and I'll have to check because there was a lot of people live on Diddy, but literally StreamYard is not up. StreamYard, your shit is expensive. While we waiting on the sidebar, StreamYard, your shit is expensive. And you got us paying so much money. You hooked us up during COVID with $25 plans a month, and then you got this shit going on. Figure it out. We got to pay an extra $80 a month if we want fancy fonts on StreamYards. You're expensive, StreamYard. You're out of pocket. I pay $50 a month for one account. It's crazy. $55 to be precise. Okay? Minds, y'all, thank you so much for the $10. Definitely needs transcripts to untangle this mess. Thank you so much, Minds, y'all. Shout out to you. So I have a lot of reading to do clearly tonight. We're probably going to do pre-recorded videos. They're out of the water. Have you guys not seen? I've been using StreamYard because it's user friendly and it's on the web and I could just right away do something. But the thing is somebody told me to switch over to OBS. I just don't. Somebody recommended that, and I think it's wonderful. I just don't have the time to be learning all this shit. You know, Lindell. Shout out to Lindell. Look at Lindell. Lindell, that is dedication. I'm starting to like you, Lindell. Lindell said that this is the crash of the century. Okay, well, I mean, there's a lot of shit that's going on and we don't even get to see what's going on, you know? I mean, it is what it is. Okay, sidebar, sidebar, sidebar. All right, CNN's got an update for us. Here's what CNN had to say, okay? Jane texted Combs that she wasted 3 years of her life in hotel rooms, okay? This is what the jury hears. The jury saw a series of text messages from July 2024 when Jane and Combs talked about their relationship, many of which came out during Jane's previous testimony on direct examination. According to these messages, Combs told Jane that they should just be friends with no beef. And Combs said she respected him by going to his, she disrespected him by going to his friend's freak off. Here's my question. Did she know it was a freak off? Let me know in the chat. In your opinion, do you believe that Jane knew that this was a freak off? I don't know if I can do a poll. Yeah, I can. Let me see. In your opinion, let me know, chat. In your opinion, did Jane know this was a FO? Okay? Go vote. You're going to see a poll there. Make sure you vote, okay? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Okay, because that's the question that I have. Jane told Combs in many texts that she wasted 3 years of her life with Combs in hotel rooms. She said, please stop acting like I didn't shelf myself to be just only your girl. In one text, Jane told Combs, at least say you understand that it wasn't cool to have me just doing hotel nights. Everyone got private jets all over the world. I don't even have anything post-worthy from our relationship. Post-worthy, like Instagram. You know, that's important nowadays. They spoke about texts on the phone and during their relationship in July of 2024. Jane testified, and at one point, Jane texted Combs, my dumb ass thought that if I effed more and did more hotels, I'll finally get a trip. And at the end of July, they planned for Jane to visit Combs in Miami. They stayed at the Four Seasons. Jane confirmed. What do you guys think? Let me know. He later apologized to her for accusing, right? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Lord, shout out to my mods. Look at my mods blocking these trolls. Shout out to everybody. Thank you. You said get a trip on the credit card? Oh my God. Y'all are crazy. I need to understand, what do you guys think? That was okay, so CNN is updating us. Here it is, another update from CNN. Guys, do me a favor, double tap and hit the like button. The reason I hate doing verticals is because some of you guys can't even be bothered to just double tap the screen and hit the like button. Please do me a favor and do that, okay? I'm losing my voice and I'm trying to not lose it, but we're gonna do what we gotta do. We have another update. Hold up 1 minute, guys. All right. Jane recalls hotel incident, rug use, and love fest with another man during Miami trip. Jane, one of Sean Diddy Combs' accusers, testifying under the pseudonym we all know, she said she said and Combs generally had a good time at the Four Seasons. Okay. Sorry, I had to reread that. There's a typo there. She had previously testified that at one point during the Miami trip, she told Combs that she was tired and wanted to go to sleep. She said that he got agitated, splashed water on her, and called her a witch, and then apologized. Are you kidding me? Okay. Defense attorney Tini Garagos asked Jane if she had first told prosecutors that story on June 1st. That's the June 1st narrative, okay? Just a few days before she began her testimony, Jane agreed, and she said that it was a new memory. She confirmed that at one point at the hotel, she told Combs she missed Paul, one of the men who often joined them at the hotel nights. Maybe she was getting feelings for Paul too. I don't know, because I'm thinking about this. Jane testified that she had taken X when she said that she did genuinely miss Paul at that moment. She ended up calling Paul, who said he'd meet them in Miami for a few days. Jane confirmed she had S with Paul a few days later at Combs' Miami homes. And when she took a different type of rug, Garagos asked if Jane felt in control and if it was a great sexual experience. Jane agreed. Jane confirmed that she described the night to the prosecutors as a love fest. And Jane testified that they ended the Miami trip with a fight about another woman, but they continued talking. So even though they had this night, it didn't even end well because there was another woman. Let me see what this poll says, okay? All right, we have 200 votes. In your opinion, did Jane know this was an FO? 63% say yes, and 32% said no. Okay? Let me know what you guys think. You think that, hold up, let's see, sorry. Let me know, did you guys vote? All right, I'm gonna end the poll now so I can get out of my screen. There we go. These are the results of the poll. Make sure you guys are double clicking that like button, please and thank you. All right, Diddy was trying to play nice because all the cases that were going on against him, it's all manipulation. What do you guys think? Shouldn't have put her on the stand. This was ridiculous, says Chi the Peach. Okay. You can only call that word once, says Pam. All right, I'm reading some of your guys' comments. Hi, Band-Aid of Memories. How are you, my love? Shout out to you. Okay, and I'm trying to say hello to all the people while I'm kind of looking at different comments. We're still waiting on an update from X. No update. Oh, here we go. Update. And by the way, StreamYard is still down. Okay? Judge says, jurors, you may have a comfort break and avoid the white noise. Jurors leave. The jurors are out of the courtroom. Comey speaks. The cross argued that this witness had a motive to lie. It opened the door to one sentence I've been asking for as a prior consistent statement. I know what Comey's talking about. Comey's talking about the 98% obligated. That she felt 98% of the time, Jane Doe felt like she was obligated to these FOs. 98% of the time, she felt like she was obligated to these FOs, okay? So they're right there. This is what Comey was trying to get at, and they couldn't even get there. So now the jurors are, take a break. Take a break, jurors. Where are we at? You guys remember that if you've been following? The Comey said, I want to explore the whole 98% obligation. So they were going back and forth on that. Now, while we're waiting, I want to know why the government wants juror number 6 out. What do you guys think that's all about? Something about candor. Does juror number 6 know Diddy? That's the question that I have. Or maybe he likes certain things about Diddy. I don't know. Or was it the fact that they were making eye contact? I don't know. Let me know. You said, yes, she's been trying, Jacqueline. That's right. She was trying to ask that. I still don't think she lied. I think Combs twisted it. Let her recross again. Do you feel me? They need to do the recross. The government needs to do the recross because there are certain aspects of Jane Doe's testimony that need to be revisited. Here's the question. Is she an S trafficking victim? That is the question that we all have. Is she an S trafficking victim? And let me know what you guys think, because I think that People have been kind of going back and forth on this. I'm still kind of wondering if that's the case. I'm waiting for Cross. I'm waiting for Cross to crisscross at this point so we can get to where we need to go. You said they're going to want any juror out, but they feel that is impartial and no matter the evidence. Well, it only takes one juror, right? It only takes one juror to be like, no, no. Let me know. You said, I feel like she was a willing participant, says Elizabeth. Okay, thank you. Let me know. You said, I think she was in the beginning, but she's become a co-conspirator. Well, don't forget, technically, even though it's, I'm going to repeat myself again, Cassie Ventura and Jane Doe are unindicted co-conspirators of this crime. They could very well be victims, but at the end of the day, they needed immunity, so they're unindicted co-conspirators, okay, of this whole situation, of this crime. Some people, it could be both. It could be both, honestly. So, yes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. The whole internet is glitchy. Remember, it's a war going on. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. We have an update. All right, so judge says, how does this go on to event months later? Comey says, it's on their point that Jane is shading her testimony to correspond with the government's theory that she was coerced. What? What is Maureen Comey doing here? What is the government doing? Judge says, how does this go on to an event months later? Is the government slacking? What is going on? How does this go on how does this event go on months later? It's their point that Jane is shading her testimony to correspond with the government's theory that she was coerced. What? Oh no. CNN reported, of course, cross-examination, we just talked about that, just ended. The jury's on break. And the jury was dismissed for a brief break. This is going to be, first of all, it was a long-ass break this morning. I mean, we literally started an hour and 30. Even though they left early yesterday, we started like late this morning. The jury was dismissed for a brief break. And so there we are. Comey's over here talking. This is a mess. But hopefully they fix it. I don't know. Can they fix this? What is this all about? Even somebody on Twitter said, oh, Lord, Maureen, not today. Just run the cross. What is going on? Maureen is mad. Maureen Comey is mad. What is going on with Maureen? That's what I want to know. Okay? Crazy. Okay, so the Washington Post reported. This is what they're saying. We're coming to the end of the defense team's cross-examination of Jane. This was 4 minutes ago. The ex-girlfriend, okay? Combs attorney Tini Garagos is zeroing in on the end of the couple's relationship, a period of breakups and link-ups spanning from July through September of 2024, the month of Combs' arrest. Okay, and I quote, my dumb ass thought if I effed more and did more hotel freak-offs, I'll finally get a trip. That didn't land very well. Jane told Combs in one text, which Garrigo reads out loud. I don't have any post worthy from our relationship. Nothing post worthy. Because you know people like to post everything on social media. Jane complained in another message shortly after Combs told Jane they should plan a trip. But it's not like she would have been able to post that. You know, because let me know. What do you guys think? Thank you. Okay, we have an update from Inner City Press. Shout out to Inner City Press. Comey says, Jane testified on the stand for days, and after getting immunity, she didn't try to get a payday, but they might think she is trying to shade her testimony to please the prosecutors. Okay, finally, the one attorney in Diddy's defense team speaks. What's his name? Driscoll. It's hearsay. There is a fringe theory. So, okay, all right, Mr. Driscoll, I think that's his name. So Comey's like upset at this point, right? Jane testified on the stand for days after getting immunity. She didn't even try to get a payday, okay? But they might think she's trying to shade her testimony to please the prosecutors, like shape this testimony to please the prosecution. Clearly, the government is worried about Jane's testimony. I'm telling you, well, then fix it, Comey. Fix it. Figure it out. Do your little crisscross thing. Fix it. It's literally feeling like high tension, and I'm not even there. Fix it. Oh, my God. And then Combs' attorney says it's hearsay. There is a fringe theory. Oh my God. Because I'm telling you, what did good law? We played that video earlier. A lot of the attorneys, and even shout out to Diddy Docket, hearsay? That's the question. Hearsay what? Hearsay who? They need to fix it. They need to go in there and do their crisscross examination and figure it out. That's what they need to do. Yeah, she got trips, okay? But the prosecution's like, you made this way. And I'm like, well, I think that they're supposed to cause enough reasonable doubts in your guys' argument. I mean, whether I like the defense attorneys or not, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to cause enough reasonable doubt for this whole situation, right? I mean, I'm not an attorney, but I'm not brand new in talking about things like this. So I guess I have a lot of questions about this, okay? You said crisscross applesauce. That's right. That's right. The defense is going hard and schooling the prosecution. It's over. The defense presented their case. Really? You really think it's over? You say, where's my inhaler? I can't breathe. This is getting intense. I mean, it was intense in the morning and then we kind of hit a low and then it's like intense again. Okay. They're out of order. I wish I could play my out of order clip, but I can't. The defense is doing their job, guys. The defense is doing their job. Whether you like the defense or not, they are doing their job, okay? But the government, I think, bit off a little too much more than it could chew with this situation and this witness. Honestly, that's my thought. You said, does whether or not she got a trip change, whether or not she's trafficking? Do you know, that's a great question. So the traveling happened, right? That's a great question. I wonder. How does the jury feel this? Because even Comey's feeling this. Comey is feeling, literally, she said that she didn't try to get a payday, but they might think she's trying to shade her testimony to please us, the prosecution. You know what? I don't know. This is not looking very good. I don't think this is looking very good. But listen, I'm not there, so I'm wondering about this. And they're still on break. You said she was traveling for a bag. Oh my gosh. Well, Jamie's lawyer is being paid for by Diddy. That's right. That's right. The lawyer that went into the judge's robing room, okay, which is judge's chambers for those that don't know. He's the same one he's representing her, but he's out of Diddy's pocket. So there's that. Okay? And by the way, I mean, she's not the one on trial here, but at the end of the day, it's the jury has to believe the witnesses, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, Miss Comey continues. How long do you anticipate your redirect? The judge asked Miss Comey, how long do you anticipate your redirect? Government says half an hour. Okay, let's take a break first. Your Honor, may I? Okay, the judge is gone. So Shapiro was wanting to talk to the judge. He's gone. All right. Okay, guys. Well, guess what? This is where they end. Well, they don't end here, but clearly there's another break. There's going to be a longer break. I have to end the stream because I have to end at 1 today because I got stuff to do. But do me a favor. I mean, the whole system I think StreamYard is still crashed. Is it? Let me see. Where are we at? Yeah, it's still not up. I thought it was me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to end it. So, I mean, because I have to go. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Double tap the like button on this vertical. But I got to go. And make sure you guys check us out tomorrow. We'll be live on it tomorrow. I need to take a voice break tonight, so I can't be live tonight. But I'll definitely be live tomorrow. And we'll definitely, we got transcripts to review and talk about. All right, I will see you guys. Have a good weekend. Or I'll see you guys tomorrow, actually. Bye, guys. Bye.